National Youth Championships. We've got our first 18 boys game about to hit your screens on KO Sports, Sky Sports and Sky Sports Next as well. Tim Robinson's with me in commentary for this one. We got last year's defending champs, the Queensland Schools team, taking on the Hunter Western Hornets. Looking forward to seeing our first 18 boys match for the day. Yeah,
Scott, it's going to be a fantastic game, this one. Great to see the Queensland team back. They've been so dominant in this tournament for so many years, and well, it's pretty scary that they're back-to-back champs, and they've got a similar team that won the championship last year as well.
Yeah, a few returning players in this lineup, which we'll mention throughout this game. It is the Hornets who've got the opening possession here, and they've got some young and up-and-coming superstars as they sling one out the back. Nice opening start, but good defence there from Queensland coming up. They had to shoot up out of the line to force that touch, because there was going to be points there for the Hornets.
We might see a couple of passes like that as well, having a look out here and seeing some of the DoorDash flags and the Red Rooster flag out here at the end of the field blowing a gale. So the pass will be critical to get it right.
Here's Queensland, their first possession coming out of the end, already over the halfway line. As Brown sends it back in field, last touch for them now. A little short ball. They've still put the ball through the hands here. Brown sees some space on the right. Nice slide and scramble defence in the end from the Hornets. They had to work for it defensively in that set. They went left, they went right, but regain possession here as they try to make some metres. And a little mistake, so advantage Queensland early.
Yeah, nice start from Nick Peckia's team, of course, completing their first set, buried in the corner, and they've earned the reward straight away with an error from Hornets.
So let's see how they go. First genuine attacking opportunity here for Queensland. Outside the 7, flat ball. Brown takes them on and will slide in. That's Kalis who scores in the number 6, and they get half a little opportunity there from a mistake off the Hornets, and they make them pay straight away.
Yeah, the captain of the Queensland side, Kalis Brown, very, very exciting player to watch. Quick on his feet and quick to get to the ground as well, as you can see on that sweeper. Just getting outside of his middle and scoring in there between the middle and link, and a good start for the Queensland captain to get them 1-0 up.
As his younger brother, Jonte, playing in the team as well. It's a scary thought to think the talent that's come out of the Brown family, and the younger brother as well. So he'll get another couple of cracks in this Queensland team. It's a fair effort to make a state representative schools team with still another year to up his schooling back pocket. As now we see the Hornets there score nicely from the restart as well. Great response from them after getting points on them down the other end.
Yeah, really good response there from the Hornets. Same similar sort of play, and it's gone just outside of the middle for the sweeper. I think it was the 14 on that occasion, Jai Stone, that crossed for the Hornets first. So you can see him get the ball back there, reaching out in between the middle and link. The referee points to the spot, 1-1.
Now the Hornets, they've got a great program. Now we see a mistake from Queensland from the restart. And all of a sudden now the Hornets well and truly into the game. As they'll get some changes. They just have to hold the footy up there momentarily as those replacement players make their way out onto the field. That's Dixon who plays it. Gordon in the bright yellow boots. They go away from him this time and come to the left-hand side of the field.
They'll cover that one off easily, Queensland. Let's see what they've got from the opposite side of the field. I think we'll see that a fair bit today, planting the ball in the far corner and making teams work it out if they want to get to their box, but they've also trying to get up the field at the same time.
Now changes here for Queensland. They're just about to roll over the halfway line as Matters pops it. Loose ball. A couple of early game jitters here for Queensland. Some uncharacteristic errors for them early on. It's always tough the first game of the tournament, isn't it? Just to find your legs. We made mention of that in the 2 previous girls' games as well. And there's just some signs of some early jitters here for Queensland.
They haven't had much training either together, the Queensland side. I know they've only had a couple of sessions just before the tournament, actually. So, of course, they're going to be a little bit clunky to start things off. I'm sure it'll come. As the Hornets, again, look like they've got on the board. They've gone 2-1 up.
Wow. Ooh, not many people would have seen this coming. And this is it's a pretty quality finish in the end. Looked like the ball was above him, 2 hands to reel it in. Let's take a look at the replay. There was definitely space and just probably caught a step behind the line in the end.
It was really a try out of nothing that probably shouldn't have happened from the Queensland defence, because they've sort of played the short side in the middle, just let him go through.
Geordie Harris scoring for the Hornets. Now they're in trouble here. This is going to be pretty easy in the end as Queensland roll over with Daniel Taylor. Oh, wow. 4 tries already.
Who needs defence, Scott?
No, we'll just score more points.
It's more fun. It's a fun game when we see some good attack. And that was good attack there by Queensland as well. Great hit back to make it 2-2. Some nice quick hands. Looked for the phase. They've engaged the link, got the phase nice and easy, and it ended up being Taylor in the corner to square it up.
So points galore early in this game. Both teams will probably just start to find their groove a little bit more now.
It's a solid start from the Hornets, as you said, a little bit unexpected against Queensland, who've been such a dominant side in this competition, but they've done extremely well, Hornets, in this opening section of the game.
There's McWayne who plays it. Nice work, right foot. Oh, the ball. Just a simple little one off the hip there. They might have gone straight through the middle. They're creating opportunities here, the Hornets. They almost opened them up again. As Queensland now a ball out in front with some space down the sideline.
A little bit loose in defence there, the Queenslanders on the line. Very notable early on. Here we go for the strike dump. Let's see what they've got through. It's the 9 with a beautiful peel in here. Looks forward to me then. I think the referee's picked it up, but Campbell Rolfe gave it a nice rip right to left. Nice set play to play through the middles and hit the wing, but marginally forward, says the referee.
And the Hornets, they choose to play the ball. They go forward. Oh, it's sloppy off the second touch there.
They've got the turnover. You don't want to be giving this Queensland side too much attack on the line. They'll soon find their range, and let's see what they've got here. It's Clarkin in the middle with Rolfe.
Here is Clarkin footwork. Nice touch in the end from the Hornets on the line.
Got Richter in there now, sitting in the middle there with the pink boots, number 2, of course, coming off playing in Nottingham in the Opens World Cup, mixed open for Philippines. Could be a danger all week this week for Queensland. Great experience at such a young age.
And pretty comfortable in the end from the Hornets in defence. They'll be looking to be a little bit more clinical this time around with their set. Let's see how they come out of their end. They bury the head on the first touch as Queensland send numbers up in defence.
If it's one thing Hornets touch actually prides themselves on, it is their drive. So there's back-to-back errors there at the moment for Hornets, and that's definitely not going to keep the coach happy. And Lindsay Brain, I can see Carly Banks down there as well as the head coach or the advisor there for the Hornets. So she'll be definitely having a word to some of those players. They've got to get that drive right because that's what makes them so dangerous.
Here's Brown, goes early ball to Matters. So slide across. Truscott Jones makes the touch. Still more touches in the back pocket here for Queensland. Brown again, right foot, bang, links up with Matters, who threads it through. Did look like it come off one of the Hornets players there in Oscar Walkerton, but not played out and off the chest. Good call from the referees.
And nice read by Oscar Walkerton as well. I think he was a late inclusion into this Hornet side, and that was a fantastic read. He was under plenty of pressure on the short side. You don't really want to be hitting short side, but he did enough there to be off the line and help out his link, who was beaten all ends up.
Here's Harris, who plays it. One of the try scorers from the Hornets as changes make their way out onto the park. Brain gets away from one. Nice flow coming into the back end of the set. They get into the in-goal area looking for support. Nice ball down the sideline. Referees come together. They actually say ball down. So almost sneaking one in.
Was it Archie McElwain there that just busted through? It was some nice...
Clean pair of heels.
Nice set of feet, wasn't it, to get through on the short side there?
And now off the mistake from Queensland, the Hornets get straight back onto the footy. They chance their hands, a loose ball there from Laith Brain, I think it was, in the 28, as we take a look at the replay. This was the previous one.
It's actually 23. Mitchell French, look at that nice quick feet. Beat him on the short side, just couldn't link up there with Archie McElwain on the wing, but that's a danger, and that's going to really make sure Queensland are switched on in their defensive patterns. You can't get beat short side.
Queensland will look to get some running coming into the last touch, which they do. They get away from the first lot of defenders. Into the in-goal area they go. Still no contact. Looking for support players, and there's Andrews. Johnny on the spot, back on the inside, and just on the back end of that set, fell away from them. Players caught out of position. They sliced them up.
Yeah, it was a nice try Watson it was making through the initial bus, getting into the in-goal, and very patient. This is what a lot of players can get wrong. They just want to look for that first pass. He held it up, and eventually found Javen Andrews, who came out the back and linked up for the try. Great patience there for Queensland.
Back in front now, 3-2. Hornets, though, continuing to throw plenty at this Queensland team. As Jai Stone comes back now to play it. Here's Stone again, working with Dixon. Stone from half. Plenty of touches this set. Looks on the inside and plenty of pressure coming up out of the line there for Queensland. They had their defensive heads on that set of 6.
They were much better by Queensland. Stone threatened then, open side and short side. They had it covered both ways.
Here's Matters, goes short off the hip. Oh, Hornets players running into each other. They've got trouble here. They managed to scramble and
well done.
Reset in the defensive line.
This is touch 5, I think, too. Just got to make... Oh, he snuck the ball around the corner. We've called touch and pass there by the sideline referee, though. Got away with that, the Hornets. That would have been really disappointing if they let that try in. They did some great work to save themselves in the middle of the field. Touch 5, they nearly had the Hail Mary, Queensland.
Good start to the set here for the Hornets. Picking up meters down their left-hand side of the field as the changes come on. And Carlson plays it. Now, no one there, ball out in front. With space on the left, but it almost seemed like they conceded the set in the end, just throwing the footy away.
Yeah, Geordie Harris, it was with that final pass, probably just wasn't the option, although there was a bit of space there on the left. I think they just got to continue to run through that middle. They've already shown they've beaten Queensland on the short side once off the back of that rucking.
Coming into the last touch as Brown comes off that left foot. Nice ball. Well, they're coming back for a penalty in the middle of the field. Campbell Muir, the on-field referee.
It was nice play there by Queensland. Lewis Skinner just getting done on the outside. He was in nice position at the link, but just got beat for speed on that one. Luckily, he come back for the pass.
So the Hornets tap nice and direct on the first touch. Here's Carlson on touch 2. Stone plays it. As the Hornets roll downfield, last touch. They come to the left-hand side of the field and comfortable in the end. Joe Thompson gives possession back. Had all their numbers sweeping around on the right-hand side. Chose to come back down the left. And Queensland pretty comfortable in defence in the end. As now they'll look to get some changes out onto the park.
Now the momentum's starting to flow here for Queensland. Here comes the strike dump when they've got Hornets on the roll. That's a nice set. You don't score off it, but you keep the ball down the other end, opposite corner. That was a bit of a dominant set there by the defending champs.
Now they're popping up out of the line. They put pressure on. Skinner making the touch. And they're forcing the Hornets to throw the footy around. There was cries for a forward pass. Referees continue on. They're trying to get themselves out of trouble. This is the last. And boy, didn't know the call there.
Missed the touch count. Missed the touch count. Dumped it on the last. Queensland on halfway. Much easier start for them now.
Gives them an opportunity to get those changes out onto the park. As Matters will get himself into half here. Goes to Brown, catches it with one hand, comes off the right foot. Referees just having a look at each other. It might have been a forward pass back in the lead up.
Good pick up there by the sideline referee. The on-field referee was about to say ball down. He luckily glanced over to his sideline ref and picked up that forward pass. Otherwise, it was another try there for Queensland.
And Queensland definitely winning their territory battle over the last couple of sets. Hornets really struggling to get downfield. And again, back-to-back plays, half, just haven't really worked to get into position. The last touch now. They come out to the left-hand side. They're favouring this side. They definitely want to finish their sets. Like you said before, there's advantages to that, but sometimes when you've got a bit of field space to work with as well, you've got to look at all options.
Yeah, the problem is they're not getting the ball deep enough in their own territory, so it's starting to break down for the Hornets. Their first 3 touches are a bit laxy-daisy, and it's a lot of ball time on the ground. on that touch 4. You notice those players that are sweeping on off the back of the latches. Queensland breakthrough here, and here's a beautiful peel out there to number 8, Daniel Taylor, who picks up his second of the game. It was a nice run through there, straight through the middle. Tane and Clarkin. But yeah, Hornets just seem to not be able to bury that ball down in that corner, and it's coming down from the breakdown, especially around that touch 4. There's a lot of time on the ground with that ball, and their players are still sweeping on. The wingers there at half holding up. By that time, Queensland are putting that pressure. So they'll be wanting to get on that ball a little bit more, Hornets, and trying to get a little bit more flow out of their drive at the moment. Currently trailing 4-2.
Look at the hit back. Here from the restart. No options there. As Toby Brown will come back on the last play of the set. Do they chance their hand? They're trying to slice away. And a comfortable touch in the end from Clarkin. They'll get much downfield as well, not returning the ball back to the Hornets. They just need to keep their discipline as well here and stay in the grind. They're only down by 2 points. It's still been a mighty performance from them here in the first half, but Queensland just feel like they're really working themselves into the game now.
Yeah, they are. They're starting to get the momentum. Let's see what they've got here off the back of this drive. Jeremiah Watts picks up, long ball, beautiful drive. And that's set up by a nice subbing pattern straight through the middle off the back end. And Jeremiah Watts able to pick that ball up, rip it right to left. Beautiful pass to find the winger. It's number 12 out there, Zach Griggs, to pick up their 5th try.
Yeah, quality try there from Queensland. Finish as well in the corner. There's nice footwork, just straighten them up momentarily. And nice work from Griggs as well. Picking up his first. Hornets back in possession from the restart. Here's Gordon. Got the bright yellow boots on. Oh, flick back on the inside. Nobody there. They're going to get the penalty, though.
Yeah, they'll get another set of 6. I'd love to see the Hornets start moving Queensland around a little bit. At the moment, that when they do get a chance on their line, they've been extremely static. Not really throwing too much in attack. There's some little quickie options. They're looking on the inside. Queensland have got those sorts of things covered easily.
There's Jake Dixon just losing his footing. There he is. He'll play it again. Receives it back. Skipping. Oh, nice early dive.
Ooh, very, very close one there too. I thought he might have had that one. Jake Dixon, beautiful dive. But a good touch as well.
Here he is from half. This time looking at his options. Comes over to Gordon. Not much doing there as Gordon has to come back to the mark. Ball out in front and the touch is made on Skinner. It was a disappointing back end of the set, wasn't it? And
they've done it again too, the Hornets. I mean, in the end, they turned the ball over, but instead of the opposition driving off their own 7, they're throwing the ball away and giving another penalty. More yards for Queensland.
And this is where they've really come into the game, where these changes flow onto the field. Particularly the combination there of Matters and Brown. As here is Brown that gets in, comes off that left foot, takes it right to the line. Good defense though from the Hornets. But again, another good set from Queensland. Going the full distance. The ball in hand and having a try-scoring opportunity on the back of it.
This is where Hornets need to get it right. They need to get this drive right. Unfortunately, that latch there's on the link. It takes away from their numbers. Let's see what they can get off the back of it.
Nice little wraparound play, then pop it back on the inside, come straight back pretty much to where they were, and then just sling a ball out to the left-hand side of the field. Now they've got to change attack into defence. Queensland's running game really starting to be at the forefront now.
They're quick. They're quick to get on the ball, and that's what's making those first couple of touches a little bit easy for Queensland. Then they get nice flow off the back of it. Here it is off Clark, and look to go through the middle, doesn't land at that time, but again, another nice completion. Coach Nick Pecchio will be happy with that. Ooh, and there's a turnover. Won't be happy with that.
No, first touch.
The Hornets.
Just caught up right there, wasn't he? So it's one of those tricky ones. It's got to be almost a penalty or a ball down. The referee says ball down, and speaking of balls down, another one here. Campbell Rolfe this time scores for Queensland.
Oh no,
that's a
penalty.
penalty.
They've changed. Gone for the 4 pass. can see here, just on the replay here, I think it might be this pass just there to roll off the ruck. Nice pick up there for the touchy. A little fly play here for the Hornets. They've finally got that overlap on the outside.
And better for them. Now we see the ball just spewing in.
Ooh, and he got the penalty out of it, played off his foot. So lucky there for the Hornets. They get a chance now, fresh set of 6 on their line.
It's a big step for them, isn't it?
Yeah.
If they can get some points here. They're obviously Queensland now winding down with the hooter sounding in the background. And it was smart footy in the end. Probably not a bad penalty, though. Obviously, happy to give that one away. Just took a couple of extra seconds off the clock. Stopped that opportunity for the Hornets to get another try coming into the halftime break. Had a little bit of everything in that first half, didn't it? Really tight contest to start with. The Hornets threw a couple of punches at this Queensland team, but bit of ill discipline in their footy, particularly with ball in hands. Just cost them in the end, but they're still in this game, only down by 3.
Yeah, they certainly are. Queensland then
need just a little bit more of that injection like we saw in the early part of the first half here in the second half. They'll be up against it with Queensland tapping off, but there were some really good signs from the Hornets in the first 20.
Yeah, there certainly was. They just lost a little bit of intensity towards the back end of that half, which sort of hurt them in the end. But the way they started, if they can get that back, they can get themselves back into the game early in the second half here. And they've got a chance now after an early Queensland mistake.
Pretty good first couple of touches. Touch 3, they're over the halfway line. Coming into the last now, and I think the referee signalled 5th.
Yeah, I think
I must have got the count wrong. It felt like there might have been still one to come. I could be wrong.
With you, I think the referee might have got the numbers wrong on that one. And usually teams know as well. Everyone runs this sort of latch drive set now, and they know that the latch is coming on 4. So they're a little bit shocked there, the Hornets, to be called for 5th touch.
Here's Richter. Ooh, touch on the back. They continue to play on, though, as Matters comes into the line. Richter again. They're still getting players into position as they slap it across. Not the cleanest second set of the game there for Queensland. Let's see if the Hornets can respond. They did well on their opening possession, ball in hand. They're down the sideline on the first couple of touches. Over the halfway line they go. Nice little pop-out play again. Coming into the last now. They do have some numbers. A nice little bat on. Almost fell into the hands. Just needed a little bit of extra sauce on that off the hands there. Jai Stone.
Yeah, threw the hand up there. It wasn't a bad set there for the Hornets. Queensland again, though, up for the challenge. Kalis Brown rips it in. We're looking for a good strike dump here. Fading out to Clark, and let's see what he's got. Wraps around off the rooster. Nice short ball, and it's come from the man who started it all, Kalis Brown. He's been pretty dominant, hasn't he, the captain for Queensland so far in this game.
He's been impressive, as is Clark, and he's had a lot of touches in the first half. Gets another one there. Pretty simple finish in the end for Brown as we take a look at the replay. Nice little wrap around. Just created the numbers. Pretty simple in the end.
Yeah, it was nice movement. They got from one side over to the other, ran the rooster play. Clark and wrapped around. It was a nice, easy ball just on the outside there for Brown.
So Queensland, their 6th try of the game. 4-try margin now, 6-2 on the Athlete scoreboard. Just starting to get away from the Hornets now. Flat ball there from half, and that one has definitely come out of the hands forward. They got away with the first one. Can't get away with that one. And right option, though.
It was a better setup. All right, saying at the back end of that first half, we'd like to see a little bit more movement from them and try and spread the Queenslanders out. They've tried the ML platform on that occasion, just didn't get the pass right.
Here's Andrews. Ball in one hand. Played in the Queensland team last year as well.
They've got the Hornets rolling here. Back into their own line.
Here's Watts from half. Nice left to right. They come against the grain with Hayden Watson. Turn the footy back over to the Hornets.
Hornets looking here for some momentum. Let's see what they can get here. I've noticed a few times they're running this latch here and they keep just getting the link defender. There he is, a link defender getting that touch again. It hurts the Hornets because they don't get the overlap they want when they want to try and run their fly plays. So it has to be sort of talked a little bit about in the box. depending on what they're trying to set up, but if they're trying to actually create a bit of extra movement and some extra players on that open side of the field, they've really got to rather get that latch working harder in between a middle link channel, or try and find that middle for that fourth dump. Makes them a little bit more dangerous.
Queensland get the penalty. A little bit of heavy contact coming in from the side there from the Hornets. So touch 3 to come. They're already on the attack here as Manners pops off the left foot and gets in between the Hornets' defence. They've gone back-to-back tries to start the second half. They're really starting to find their groove now.
Yeah, it was Bales and Richter there in the middle holding that ball up and setting up the play there for Queensland, which eventually saw Matters get around. Nice dive at the line. Here we can see the replay already. The sweeper had gone nice and early. Just enough to get outside, and they've caught a little bit loose Hunter.
7-2 now for Queensland. There's the Hornets almost getting on the outside. Nice run, Jai Stone. He's already picked up 1 try in this game.
He's been their best, hasn't he, Jai? He's been in everything so far for the Hornets. He just missed out on a couple of tries as well by a feather. That passes forward there. From Geordie Harris. Disappointing end of the set, but Stoney's has been good so far for the Hornets.
There's Braithen Scott. Followed up by Richter, who heads over as changes come on. Here's Clarkin yet again. This time he gets it down. Rolfe holds it up out in front of Brown, who comes off the right foot and over the top to Clarkin and just slings it back on the inside. They'll get the repeat set. Smart footy there from Queensland. Do they look to strike early? As Brown is jinking, he's dancing, he's got the ball in one hand, he comes off the right foot,
Great touch.
Sent back out.
He's dangerous, isn't he? Jeez, he's got such quick feet, Kalis Brown, and especially when he's getting that good service there from Rolfe there in the middle. He goes Clark, and now the out ball from the link.
Rolfe now taking them on himself. He threw the dummy. Looked like they had him covered. There was 2 defenders there from the Hornets. All of a sudden, he kicked away again. That's just a nice finish in the end. Campbell Rolfe doing it all himself. Here he is, left foot, bang. Looks like they're there to make the touch. Skipping away, and he is off.
We might see that on the highlights reel a little bit there. Nice out ball, step back in, and look at those twinkle toes. Just got around and snuck around. I think it was Carlson there with the dive, trying to get him on the boots. Nice feet.
Try number 8 for Queensland. Ball out in front. They go passive out the back. And Queensland slide across to make the touch. Last one of the set. As they shoot it across out to the right-hand side. Walk it in. We'll finish it off in the corner.
Another good defensive set there for Queensland. Really pressing hard outside that 7. They're not letting the Hornets have that easy play. Here we go. We're down the sideline. Queensland away. Let's see if we get the big dive and reach out there from Laith Brain, but I don't think it was enough. It's play on and Queensland in with a bolter down the sideline.
Yeah, Zach Griggs showing a clean pair of heels. Different option this time. They went away from heading towards their interchange box. First touch here and they caught them napping. Look at Griggs down the sideline. Had to really kick away right there. It was a good effort to come across and almost make the touch.
Part of the game plan too by Nick Peck here. He has that away set up. He's tucked up his sleeve there, and once you get the defence starting to really jam over to your box because you're consistently heading that way, you need to go to once. There's an intercept as well now. Then they're away. Braithen Scott. I think he's going to have some nice easy metres. Well, there's a nice chase coming here from the Hornets. Joe Thompson won't be able to get there, and Scott will cross for a nice one for Queensland, plucked out of the air, and he'll run the length.
Oh, that is a bit deflating from the Hornets after the long distance try in the previous set, and then they come back and throw the intercept. And it's hands on hips at the moment here for the Hunter.
Just stepping back. Nice channel there as well that Braithen Scott was in. Enough to get him in, and he had the heads up play. Although they chased to the end, the Hornets.
So Queensland flexing their muscle here in the second half. Racking up plenty of points. They've hit double digits, 10-2. Now on the athlete scoreboard.
How quickly it can change too. I mean, I mentioned how tight a battle this was at the start. As Harry Carlson tries to dive at the line, just pulls up short.
There he is again. This time, there's 4 players in tight here for the Hornets. 1-on-1. Oof, not going to get through that Queensland wall.
You can just see the line speed here. These middles, they race up, they get their territory, they're owning that spot, making Hornets play from outside the 7. Any dive like that, it's not too threatening. They're always pulling up short of the line.
Queensland playing through the middle in the first 3 touches. All 6 players staying on the field here for Queensland. So going with a few variations here in the second half. Richter now picks up comfortably from half. Goes to Rolf, who takes him on 1-on-1. And he looked like he was in second gear there as he scored as well. Campbell Rolf, they're just doing it far too easily at the moment, these Queenslanders.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it was another one up the sleeve of Queensland as well. Their stay set, so they're trying everything at the moment. We just saw the away set, this time the stay set, where all 6 players stayed and rolled the ball up the field, bending the Hornets' attack. Defence, I should say, out of shape and easily getting around their Rolf for that try.
So Hunter need a little spark of injection, something here to take away in the second half. It's been all Queensland. After a really strong start in this game for them. This looks like it will be play on. Yeah, players look like they were caught short there for Queensland. Nice work from the Hornets to hear that play on call. Take the advantage.
Mitchell French it was that wrapped around on that sweeper beautifully. He straightened up, drew the defence in, and just got enough to kick away from the middle and rip that pass to the wing. Nice little out ball. That player was offside still, so it was allowed to be played on. And 41, Joe Thompson picks up the Hornets' 3rd for the match.
Our match to follow this one. Last year's runners-up in the 18 boys, New South Wales Combined Catholic Colleges will be taking on the Southwest Queensland Swans. It's going to be a cracking game as we see Queensland roll over yet again and pretty comfortably. But, yeah, just the one try that Triple C went down to this Queensland team last year. But they were that close to winning a championship themselves. A few recruits coming into the Swans lineup this year. You'll be in the call for that one, Tim. That's going to be a ripper.
Looking forward to that one. And it's been a long, long time since a non-school team has taken out the 18s division. If someone's going to give it a shake this year, I think the Swans are a team to watch. I think they're going to be thereabouts at the back end of the tournament. So this will be a real test to see where they're at when they come up against a Triple C side next. It's going to be an awesome game. So make sure you hang around and watch that one. Oh, there's a full pass off the ruck there, allowed to play on. Hornets looking to get back in and get another try on the scoreboard before the end of the game. Queensland have really blown the score out. The Hornets won't stop running, which is good to see. They're always going to be up against it, against the 2-time defending champs in the first game of the tournament. Here we go. A little punish play, diving at the line is Truscott Jones, but he's been touched for touch 5 and Queensland defuse.
Yeah, it was nice inside defence there from Flynn Matters. Here's Richter, who plays it. May feeds it from half. Nice touch in the middle. They're a little bit exposed here, the Hornets. Queensland rolling through again. Matters comes off that right foot, gets away. Good recovery to come across and make the touch. I think it was Truscott Jones.
Yeah, it was. He had to get there as well. He knew he got beaten short side. Didn't give up on the chase, though. It's a really good play towards the back end of a game to keep running after you've been beaten off those first few steps. Here comes the Hornets looking for a good strike dump here. See if they can get something on touch 5.
And ball hits the deck. What do you think the couple of little things that they're going to look to work on coming out of this first game? It's always tough. You're coming up against the defending champions. It's a big first game. It's always hard to get the legs running in the first game. They'll take some things out of this that they can work on in the next one. What do you think a couple of key focuses for them will be?
I think a key focus is those first 3 touches, just being a little bit stronger here as Queensland go on the attack. See if we can get the ball play back. Nice D. I think those first 3 touches are really important. They really set up what your drive is going to be and how it's going to end. So if they can get a little bit more tougher on those first 3 drives and less ball on the ground time around that sort of latch option, it's going to help Hornets throughout the tournament, as we see Javen Andrews cruise over there for Queensland. But I don't think they're too far off the Hornets. Just a couple of little basic things, I think, in their drive. And some maybe a bit harder work in their D as well. It's always tough defensively, especially when you come up against a team that's so good with the ball. But trying to get that energy in those first 2 or 3 touches as well in your defence goes a long way to keeping you down your own end.
Yeah, they've definitely got strike power in their lineup this year, Queensland, in terms of players that can set up, score. They're athletic.
There's a Rooster block play.
Oh,
lovely read there by the winger. I think it was a first Falcon.
And I don't think we're going to beat that one this weekend. That was quite something else as we take a look at the replay.
Zach Griggs using his head wisely there. Look at that. It was a great read, though. He got up and in the channel. Had to, because it was a beautiful block play. Well executed there from the Hornets. And Griggs shut it down with his Falcon.
Ball deflected about 30 metres off the melon there. He's still holding and shaking the noggin at the moment.
Would have been interesting if the ball went in the air. It could have been.
Yeah, chase that. Pop.
Could have been a chase.
Into the hands. Repeat here for the Hornets.
The open side quickie play for the Hornets. Good defence by Queensland, working together as a unit. You can see here again, their middle's really pressing out hard.
Oh, like the option. They popped up out of the line. Just the pass hitting the grass, but penalty here.
Yeah, I think it was the link there called offside. Richter just shot up out of the line a little bit too early for the referee's liking, so the Hornets will get another crack.
His brain comes back inside. Nice footwork. And touches made there on Mitchell French. They'll look to run a set play here. The Hornets on the 7. Flat at the moment, nothing doing. They come back out. Wasted touch there. They come back to almost punching through on the short ball.
There hasn't been too much of an option in those 3 sets there in Queensland. A lot of just open side quickies. No one really threatening at the line. To make anything of that play, that first movement has to be at the line. You've got to be direct. You've got to then try and make the defence close, so then it will give you some passing options or at least something, or even a chance to score at diving at the line. As Queensland makes some nice light work down the field, reaching out is Chase Bales and just clipped on the back, but Queensland bury the ball back down in Hornets territory once again.
Yeah, nice touch from Carlson, who takes the first hit up going forward. Here he is with ball in hand again. They're running into each other at the moment. It's clunky from the Hornets. Forces them to go lateral out of the box. They straighten up now as they get over the halfway line. Last touch for them. All the numbers out here on the right. And Queensland slide across and make the touch. Braithen Scott. He'll feed it from half. Back in field to Chase Bales.
Oh, that's nice ball movement. Really good ball movement there from Queensland. Just enough time to get outside of that defensive pressure. It gets them straight over to the box on play 1. And they bury deep into the Hornets half.
Last touch for them now. Early ball. And they fling one out. And as Griggs' footwork slices in between. Well, he's had some highlights here in the second half. Zach Griggs, his 3rd try of the game, and that is a ripper.
And some great sportsmanship there from Jake Dixon as well, recognising that was some sensational footwork there by Zach Griggs. Don't know how he squeezed through that gap, but look at that. It was beautiful, straight between the link and the winger in Thompson. And a great try. It was a nice try there from Jake Dixon as well, who really scattered across to try and save that long pass, but can't beat feet like that, Griggs.
All smiles and high fives to Queensland.
That's what we want to see too, some good sportsmanship. They recognise good plays when they see them. Yeah, a little rooster play here from the Hornets. Can they get one before this game finishes it off? Carlson.
Yeah, just forcing them outside at 7. Nice little short ball. Really comfortable in the end to make the touch.
So looking forward to, I guess, as this competition rolls on, to see the improvements in these teams as well. In Queensland already, you can see that improvement from just the start of this game to where they've got to finish this game off. I think Hornets have still got plenty of improvement into them, and they've shown some good signs. That's a beautiful play back to the short side for Queensland.
Who else?
Wow.
Griggs has gone over again. He can't take too much credit for this one. Still got to plonk it over the try line in the end, but this is a quality try.
You can see here on the replay as they're subbing on, teams move across, they shift across to try and knock that latch off, because that happens so often. And all of a sudden you get the smart play where you bounce out, you don't actually go to half, and you've got that overlap, the 3-on-2 down the sideline. Beautiful pass there as well by Watts at the end. Griggs having a field day out there.
They've showed a few cards here in the second half, Queensland, haven't they? It's a bit tactical in some of these long tournaments, 4-day tournaments. Some of the coaches as well don't like to show all their cards, but I like it's been positive from Queensland.
Yeah, Nick Pecky is putting it all on the table. I think I've seen every trick in the book at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see if other teams take note. But that was a really good, after a slow start, a really good win there by Queensland. A dominant win in the end, 15-3. And it's going to be interesting to see how they continue on throughout the rest of the tournament. They have definitely shown that they're the team to beat again, Scotty.
Yeah, absolutely. The defending champs, a strong victory in the end, and we'll see last year's runners up next. New South Wales Combined Catholic Colleges taking on the Southwest Queensland Swans. Probably one of the games of the opening day. Make sure you stay with us. Plenty more to come here from the DoorDash National Youth Champs.